documents that she signed saying.
I just muted him. Alright, so let's get into this game then. This is Hujam in the Prince Rupprecht. This is a ranked battle. Characteristics of the Rupprecht. In a small battle scenario, Rupprecht is a very strong ship, right? She's got secondaries, she's got hydro, she's got primaries. The only thing that she really lacks is armor scheme and hit points, I suppose. She's also got good torpedoes. So, she's very good in a small size engagement, like ranked battles, brawls, whatever. So let's take a look at her setup. Hujam has gone all secondaries. Propulsion, concealment. Now we talked about this with Grunty before, about propulsion versus damage control. We'll see how Hujam plays this game. If he's varying his throttle a lot, then propulsion's fine. If he's stopping and sitting, then obviously your damage control is going to do better. Hujam, I'm guessing that you're running Lutyens. If I remember right, you said you put him on this ship for ranked battles specifically, otherwise he's on your Schlieffen.
Yeah, he said that last time. I remember that too.
Is it crazy that the wild random things you remember?
I remember a lot of random stuff that has no business being remembered.
Yep. Were you about to say something else?
No.
Okay. Now, the thing about these German battle cruisers is the secondaries, when you run IFHE on them, they pen, where is it? 47 millimeters. So the 150s will penetrate up to American battleship like armor plating, and there's a couple of other weird ones.
They do that anyway. You primarily take it for the 105s.
Right. And if you look at the 105s, you pen the magic number 32, and that's important because you pen French and British battleships and a bunch of other stuff. Okay, and then signal flags. You are being brave and not running Juliet Charlie. I'm curious as to why you didn't do that, Hujam.
Yeah,
but
you even have a slot open.
Right. Okay.
I'll be quite honest here, like, I know you're playing secondaries and stuff, but I probably dropped the fire chance flags to put up the ramming flag.
Ramming and anti-debt. Yeah, I would probably make that change as well. But the double fires is okay because it does help.
It's not, yeah, you want it for the fires, especially if you take IFHE. I totally understand that.
Yeah.
I just think if you're in a situation where you have to ram, the ramming flag is probably better, and you're gonna get the fires a little bit later, and it's gonna be fine. But
right. Hujam says, I don't run it on battleships. It's very rare to happen unless you hit torps. This is true. Alright, so let's take a look at your setup. Duncan, Giuseppe Verdi, Carl, 14th Johann, Kitakaze, Benham, Sam. And on your team, you've got Georgia, a Carl, yourself, Fletcher, Udaloy, and Ostergötland. Looking at the destroyers, I prefer the enemy team's destroyers over yours, just in terms of the ships.
Thank goodness there are not a lot of torps in this game.
Yeah, right? Unless I hit torps, check out the matchmaking. Hujam, this is Gold League, I'm guessing? Your plan on this is to head straight, it is gold, okay, straight to islands, straight ahead, then cut out on the big island. Okay. As long as you get at least one destroyer in front of you, that's a fine plan. Fortunately,
I would personally preload HE here in this specific matchmaking. Because like there is a high chance these destroyers gonna spot each other around that mid thing, and you want to shoot one of them.
yes,
Like,
that's
there's
a good
no
point.
cruiser in this game that you could def strike with your AP or so. So I think having the HE as your first salvo in is fine.
Now, what I was saying is, fortunately for you, the Georgia and Carl are following, are going the other way. I mean, they're not following you. So that's good. You do see, though, Kita and Sam. A little early on that hydro, but better early than forgetting you had it.
Yeah. I think if there was a GE and you reacted a little bit sooner, you could have gotten a bit more.
Yeah. There's the Kita. Kita has turned in for the heal. Oh, this is arms race too. Okay. Well, yeah, you want to spot the destroyers behind it, but if you look at the mini map there, your hydro doesn't even catch anything until about now. So if that was your goal, to catch what's behind the island, you popped it way too early. By about 30 to 45 seconds, I'd say.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a legit tactic, I get it. It's just, if you look now, you're at half of your hydro versus... Obviously, you'd have more available.
It's also, you gotta keep in mind which destroyers you spot here. Like, the Som and the Kitakaze, they have 2 minutes reload time on the torpedoes. So, I mean, the Kitakaze has a reload booster. Theoretically, he could have popped it, but most destroyers don't. I wouldn't expect that. So, you can wait about at least 2 minutes 20, maybe even 2 minutes 30 before you're even expecting any torpedoes near you.
Right.
If it was the Benham there spotted, it's a different story, but it was a Kitakaze and the Som.
Now, I will say, this is a fun trick that I like to do with Kitakaze, Akizuki, those gunboat destroyers with the torpedo reload booster. You want to pop that right away at the start of the battle, because when you do that, your torpedoes are ready much sooner than most people anticipate.
Most people
Rip your
don't.
Fletcher.
I wouldn't. I mean, it's a valid tactic for the destroyer players to do that, but it's not something I would play around if I was in a battleship with Hydro.
I agree. And that's why it catches so many people off guard. That's why I love doing it.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, Ostergotland ran away for no reason. It might be a good opportunity to heal here. There you go. Man, we're back to doing replays. It feels good. Thanks, Rob. Can I unmute Rob now, by the way? Let's see.
Tell me if you can.
All right, Rob. Looks like the call you were on is gone.
Oh, so I thought I was muted.
No, I muted you
No.
for you.
We heard every single word, including the social security numbers. Sorry.
Yes. Yes. Now with this island here, you could have overturned and gone south to face the Duncan. You're probably thinking, all right, Carl and Georgia could take care of him, but Carl just took torpedoes.
Yeah, this is a decision point if you want to go north or south.
I'd go south.
And quite frankly, I don't know what's better.
The problem with going north is it puts you in front. I mean, the nice thing about going north is you support the Somme. The bad thing is that you are taken out of the battle for a long period of time, and the Dunk and Giuseppe are going to push through. So I like your idea to go back and deal with these two. Now, you know from seeing the Benham torps, you know the Benham is in front of the Duncan, probably. So fortunately, your hydro is available. The smoke means you could actually just sit in it and rain secondaries on the Duncan. In other words, I wouldn't shoot here. I'd wait. If I were going to shoot, I would wait until the Duncan was turned, or if you had AG in the barrels, that'd be a fine time to shoot. But I wouldn't have shot there. Yay, Lugia and secondary proc.
It's almost like do like the shooting right away because the other battleship was under heavy pressure. So even maybe getting spotted here earlier is even good for you because it might draw away attention.
True. I mean, that's a valid point. Although your Georgia's dead anyway. It's a valid point. My thought is, if you shoot at him while he's bow on, he knows you're there. He's gonna maintain bow on to you. Whereas if you held your fire, he might have tried turning to dodge incoming shells from somebody else.
I mean, yeah, but the problem was like you were pretty much lined up with the Georgia there too, so like there was no real crossfire that they could angle to. So I don't think the angle changes
Nice Citadel.
much. Wow.
I like the change in target to the sum. Okay, here's the problem. Now it's you and the Benham. Right, Benham's there. Udaloy has left the area. He's just gone, which is scary because he's full. He's pretty healthy. He's the healthiest destroyer. Giuseppe showing your broadside.
What is he?
No Citadel. What was that, Grunty?
That was it. What is he thinking? Like the Giuseppe here. Like that was so weird.
Figuring the Benham went for the heal. You'll find that out very soon. He didn't. He's south of you. Benham at this point is probably Hotel 5. Can an enemy see your flare if you're not spotted? No. That's a good question, Joey. No, they can't. They can't see fireworks either if you're not spotted. Why? Do you want to secretly pop your flare? It's kind of ironic if you think about it, right? A flare is meant to get your attention. Okay, so now you're in a situation where... Yeah, you thought he would go for the buff. Frankly... The Benham is just luck chuck and torps. Oh, there he is.
Torpedos voraus. Torpedos auf Backbord.
Your Hydro picked him up.
Should have, by the way, switched to.
Oh no!
HE.
Your Hydro's down. He just derped into your range somehow. Yeah, HE would be a better choice here at this point in the game. 195,000 damage so far. Hey look, here comes that torpedo. Detonation. Imagine if that happened. You probably still would have won. But that would have been funny.
Oh no, actually I think he was low enough that the torpedo could have detonated him.
I would have totally stopped here, by the way, and just taken the free cap. Because the cap is shrinking in size, you are probably going to get out of the cap. Just as you... Yep, see. Get the XP. Turning just in time to proxy spot this guy. Executed.
Wait, he's still there.
Wow. Well, let's take a look at the end post-battle screens here. 201,500 damage. Not bad, not bad. First place by a good margin. Nice. And lots of ships. You damaged every ship in this game. Wow. Congratulations on that. You didn't think he'd be right there. You saw his smoke in it, and he's got to be there or left.
It was very weird for him to still be in that smoke.
I would have thought he would have left too. Break the line of sight, head south, come out and try to torp. But instead he just sat. Let me pull up team score for a second. So you were up against two people that were in the struggle on the enemy team. And you had two people on your team as well that were in the struggle. Okay. Let's take a look at the replay render.
Yeah, I think the only thing I really have here is the ammunition type.
So, ammunition type and the Hydro being used a little bit too early. I agree, that's pretty much it. Everything else is LOL. Like, see, you used your hydro, and you can see you're still not detecting anything on the other side. Now you finally are. So yeah, that's about half of your hydro. You lost it at that point.
It was definitely too soon. There was no threat of torpedoes coming through that gap at this point yet. And you went in range to spot them directly through the island, so there's no point using the hydro. But then again, like, maybe better safe than sorry, especially if you don't know the exact reload times of those destroyers.
Yeah,
And rather pop it a little bit too early than pop it when the torpedoes have hit you.
right. Well, and I commented on that earlier too, right? Like, there are times where I'm playing this game and I'm thinking, okay, I don't want to do this now, I want to do it in 30 seconds. And then a few seconds later, you completely forget to do what you wanted to do, right? And then all of a sudden you're reminded, oh, you were going to do this, weren't you?
Oops.
Yes, exactly. So it's better to use it just in case.
Giuseppe just donated his hit points here.
Oh God, yes.
That was
maybe being a little on the nitpicky side, but again, that whole, like, you had an opportunity to stop and ensure that you got the cap. That would have gotten you more points. Because the cap shrinks, a lot of players forget that, and you probably thought you had enough time, and then you realize the cap shrank. And you said, "Oh crap!"
Yeah,
I don't blame you for
shrunk
that.
faster than anticipated, probably.
Exactly.
Happened to me too.
Exactly. Otherwise, nice game. Thanks for sending that one in, Hujam, and all your support as always.